Okay, everybody, it's official. PreSonus is officially dead. In this video, we're going to take a look and I'm going to give you my first impressions of the new Fender Pro Studio 8. And I'm going to tell you what my favorite new feature is in this new version of the old classic and beloved Studio One. That's what we're going to do in this video, so stick around. Okay, everybody, welcome back to the channel. Well, today's kind of a bittersweet day. We have a brand new version of Studio One called Fender Studio Pro 8. I think they're calling it Studio Pro 8. And then at the same time, our good old buddy Studio One over PreSonus has officially is dead. So it's about time, right? Fender bought PreSonus a few years back, and it was only a matter of time before this was going to happen. Now, I did not get an early release of the new Fender Studio Pro 8. It just came out yesterday. I wasn't on the list of all the advanced YouTubers, so you've already seen all the YouTube videos of all the new features, and you guys have sent me, I can't even tell you how many emails I received just yesterday wanting to know my thoughts and my first impressions. Okay, so we're gonna tell you what my first impressions are of this thing. I'm gonna tell you what my favorite feature is, and then in upcoming weeks, we'll have some more detailed videos. So let me know in the comments below what videos you would like to have around the new Fender Studio Pro, and we will do that for you. So today will just be kind of a, hey, what's Uncle Dave's first impressions? You want to know? That's what I'm going to tell you. Now, another thing, if you don't know, over at homerecordingmadeeasy.com, I've always had 3 specific training courses for PreSonus Studio One for every version that came out. Recording in Studio One made easy, mixing in Studio One made easy, and the PreSonus Studio One Beginner's Guide, all absolute beginner courses for people brand new to Studio One and now Fender Studio Pro. Well, the good news is I'm going to be refreshing and I'm going to rebuild those courses from the ground up with the new version of Fender Studio Pro, because there are a lot of new features in this version that wasn't part of the old Studio One version, and so I want to be able to offer that to you. So here's a great deal for you. Click the link in the description box below. If you purchase the version 7, any one of the Studio One courses that are currently on my website, with the coupon code YouTube25, which will take 25% off. If you do that right now, you will get the Fender Studio Pro version upgrade absolutely free. So go over to homerecordingmadeeasy.com. If you don't have either one of those Studio One courses and you've been struggling with Studio One and now you're going to upgrade to Fender Studio Pro and you still need some help, go check out those courses. Those courses will help you with Fender Studio Pro. Absolutely. There's not that many changes. The screens almost look identical, but there are a lot of new features in the new version, which we're going to talk about in the new courses. But just to get you started, go get those courses today, get them for 25% off. And then when these new courses come out over the next 3 or 4 weeks, I'm going to add them to your account absolutely free. If you already have purchased one of those 3 courses in the last 30 days over at homerecordingmadeeasy.com, have no fear, you're going to get this upgrade absolutely free as well. So you can always contact me through the website if you want to know information about that. Okay, so let's jump in here. Let's take a quick little walkthrough. Let me give you my first impressions of this thing and then we'll head on out of here. So if you are a Studio One user and you are someone that had the subscription, this is just a free upgrade. There's no paid upgrade in this, which is great. I'm glad they didn't do that. They didn't make you pay for it. And you can go to their website. I'll link it in this description box below. What I had to do was sign into my PreSonus account, and then there was a couple of screens that came up where it was able to migrate my Studio One over to my new Fender account, and then all my downloads for new Fender Studio Pro was there, plus all my other history that I had with PreSonus.com. So it looks like they're in the middle of migrating everything over and getting PreSonus website's going to go away, is my guess, if it hasn't already. And everything's going to be done through Fender. So it's a pretty easy process. So if you already were one of the subscription users of Studio One, it's a pretty painless process. I went ahead and did that, registered, created my account with Fender. Everything was automatically there. It kind of did everything for me under the hood, and it allowed me to download Fender Studio Pro because I have a subscription. So we did that. So here is the start page. You open it up, it looks pretty much the same. Like I said, most of this stuff is going to look very similar, but they added some really cool stuff. They rebranded all the plugins as a slightly different look, and we'll get into that in the course and in later videos, but it's not a totally different DAW, which is great, okay? All your sessions that you currently were using in Studio One, the old version, will open up in Fender Studio Pro. But when you go to save it, it's going to ask you, it's going to tell you you're using an old version. Do you want to convert to the new version? If you hit yes, then you cannot go back opening up the old version of Studio One and open up that session again. So be aware of that. So here's a start page. It looks exactly the same. I went ahead and just loaded up a session here. Let me show you a couple of my favorite things. Now, there is a list of about 8 features that have come out here in the new version. Again, you've already seen all the other YouTubers do it. I don't need to do that for you now. Plus, I've only had this for 5 minutes. But it looks very much the same, with the exception of a couple of small changes here. Down here in the bottom right-hand corner, they changed the browser, the edit and stuff to these little icons, which is kind of cool. So now your folder is the browser. And again, the PreSonus folder where you had all your plugins in, now say Fender, and all the plugins are still there just like they always were. They're just slightly tweaked. The GUIs just look a little different, a little bit more of an updated, fresh look, and they got the Fender logo on them, but that's no big deal. We can open up our console. Our console looks exactly the same. Let me show you my number one, the number one new feature in this version of the old Studio One, Fender Studio Pro 8, I guess they're calling it Pro 8. The best new feature is right here. These 2 plugins. Come on, open up. Open up. Interesting. There it is. I don't know, maybe my mouse is going weird. Is the Fender Mustang native app. This thing is killer. This and the Rumble, which we'll look at in a second, this is by far, out of everything that they did to upgrade this with Fender Studio Pro, this is the best thing. This really comes from like the Tone Master Pro series. If you have the Tone Master floorboard or if you have the Mustang amplifier, I had the Tone Master Pro floorboard. That thing is killer. The sounds in that thing are killer. This is the exact GUI. This thing sounds great. Okay, compared to the old Amplifier plugin by PreSonus, which was probably the worst guitar plugin I've ever listened to. It was horrible, that plugin. Horrible, horrible, horrible. Yes, horrible. This thing blows that thing out of the water. So if you're considering, if you're a guitar player, especially you record guitars, and you want to know whether you should go from Studio 1.7 to Fender Pro, even if you're not on the subscription and there's a small upgrade charge, if you're into guitars, this alone is worth that upgrade price. This is by far the best feature. It's the easiest thing to use. They have all the, I use this in the Fender Tone Master Pro, the Friedman BE100. It is killer. And then you have so many different amps and stuff that you can use. Again, I'm sure there's other YouTubers that already looked at this stuff for you guys, and we'll look at it in more detail. But all the Marshalls, the Oranges, the Fender models, I even think they have the EVH models in here somewhere, all the Tweed models. I mean, this thing is great. Just this alone is amazing. And then you can add, you have all kinds of effects pedals. This thing is just a beautiful, beautiful plugin, okay? So this Mustang, and then this Rumble native. Now, I'm a little unclear, and maybe someone in the comments could let me know. I don't know really what's the difference between the Mustang native and the Rumble. It's the same kind of thing. Is it just different amps and stuff? Again, I've only opened this for 5 or 10 minutes, and I'm shooting this video because of all the flood of emails that came in asking me my first impressions. Now, I can tell you from experience, because I have the Tone Master Pro floorboard, the sounds in these things are fantastic. Fantastic. I could tell you that from personal experience, but I'm not really sure what's the difference between them. I would just guess that maybe there's just different amps. It looks like it's a lot of the same. Maybe someone in the comment section below can tell me. It looks like to me that the Rumble doesn't have as many amps maybe, or maybe because there's maybe some bass amps in here. I'm not really sure. There's a 2 preamp. Maybe you can let me know before, but what's in the comments below. But what's really cool about this is you have an amp head, like let's just see. Let's just click on this one. And then if you click on the amp, it'll tell you what cabinet comes with it. That's kind of preloaded, and you can click on that and you have a whole bunch of cabinets. Fantastic. So again, my favorite feature is the guitar plugins. Let me know in the comments if you want me to do some videos specifically around the sounds on this. I will do that. We'll talk about the new quantum interfaces in a second as well before, I don't want to forget that. My second favorite thing about this, come on now. And again, I don't know if there's any bugs in this thing yet. This thing is usually a 1-clicker. I'm a little surprised, and maybe a little bit of a bug here. Anyway, the next plugin, which I know is supposed to be really good, is the new Studio Verb. Now, again, in the old version of Studio One, I thought their reverbs were really weak. And I used to talk about that in a lot of my training courses, that you'd want to go out and buy yourself a good reverb and a good delay. This, from what I've seen on YouTube by some other demonstrators, sounds really good. I haven't played with this myself, but I'm looking forward to this one. Another one of my, another one that I'm really interested in. Hopefully this is a really good reverb, because that was lacking in the old versions of Studio One for sure. So having a good reverb is really good. So the guitar plugin and the reverb, those are my my most favorite things about this thus far. And I guess the other thing would be this little feature down here called Channel Overview, where now you can see whatever track you're on, you can see your plugins in here, and you can make adjustments right here, so you don't need to open up every plugin window, which is cool. But the only thing, excuse me, that I don't like about it, it looks, you see the actual images if it's a Fender plugin, right? But let's say you're on a track where you have a third-party plugin, like I have an SSL, 2 SSL plugins here. You just kind of see this kind of a thing, which I don't like. If you want to see the actual GUI, you click this little button and it opens up. So I guess that's okay too. So the channel view is kind of cool as well. So I'm going to say that's my second new feature. So anyway, that is a quick look at my first impressions of this. I don't know why this doesn't open. See, I'm double clicking, that should open right up. Then maybe it's one click. That might be different. It used to be a double click on the plugin. Maybe now it's a one click on the plugin. I don't know. But that's my first impressions. You want to know what I think? I think it's great. Here's why I think it's great. Because there was a lot of controversy around this when Fender first bought PreSonus. People freaked out. I did a couple of live streams about it. People are all up in arms because you know what? PreSonus was a small little started as a small little company, grew over time, and a lot of people that were in from the beginning, like me, there was some sentimental feelings about PreSonus, and I used to know a lot of the people there, and I had really good working relationships with them over the years. Unfortunately, I don't have any working relationship with Fender. Maybe one day they'll reach out to me. I've been using PreSonus Studio One since version 2. So if you've been using it for a long time, let me know what version you started on in the comments below. But people freaked out about it, and it's been a couple of years. And honestly, I said at the time, and I still believe, I think this was a good thing. And here's why I think it's a good thing. Comparatively speaking, Fender is a massive company with way more resources and money and funding behind the development of their products than PreSonus, which was more of a mom and pop company that grew up over time. And so now they have more engineers, more money, more resources. And because Fender, what does Fender make? Obviously, they're legendary for guitars and amplifiers. It only made sense for them to have a recording software. They had some kind of a little monkey kind of Mickey Mouse recording thing in the past. But now to have Studio One and to now rebrand the stuff, and that's what they're doing. They're just rebranding everything, and now they're going to be able to add more features to it. They're going to be able to integrate like they've done here with their guitar stuff, their guitar sounds, which is amazing, with the Studio One platform, and now called Studio Pro. It's going to take me a year to get the word Studio One out of my mouth, so I apologize to Fender in advance for that, but I'll get there. I just think it's great. I just think it just means that this is going to become an even better DAW than it even was in the past. And I've been using it, like I said, since version 2, like 15 years I've been using Studio Pro or the old Studio One. And I have all the DAWs because what I do for a living, I teach for a living, I have them all. And I tell everyone that gets into recording for the first time, the most intuitive and the most importantly, honestly, the most stable DAW I have ever used, and I use them all, is Studio One. It's the most intuitive, the easy to learn, it's the most stable, it's got the most training resources out online as far as I can see, and it had at least that back in the PreSonus days, and I'm hoping moving forward, even with the Fender days, a really great community of people where you can get a lot of help. Whether it's from good old Uncle Dave here, from somebody else. If you need help using your Fender Studio One Pro, there are an abundance of resources out there that can help you, especially if you're someone new and intimidated by digital recording. So I think this is a great thing, and hopefully I'll be able to do more work with these guys in the future. Like I said, I have no relationship with them. This is not a sponsored video. Everyone else that you see the stuff out there got the software all in advance, so it all dropped the day that it came out. I did not, but that's okay. Now, last thing I'll say before we head out of here, they've also now rebranded all of those Quantum interfaces. Used to be the PreSonus Quantum interfaces. Now it's the Fender Quantum with a couple of new additional features there that are more guitar-centric. centric, which is really cool. I just ordered one for myself yesterday. I'll leave the link in the description box below for Zounds Music. You can go check them out. Go use that link. It helps me out here. I greatly appreciate it. And we're going to be doing some stuff, and we'll take a look at the quantum interfaces as well, because I'm going to be rebuilding the recording and Fender Studio Pro course that'll be coming out. So again, let me know what you think in the comments below. Sorry that this is just a first impressions talking head video, but I wanted to get this out to you guys because so many of you guys emailed me about this, which is great. I love you guys for checking in every time something happens in the Fender Pro, Studio Pro, or Studio One atmosphere that you guys hit me up and ask me my opinion, and I do appreciate that. Do I think it's a winner? I think it's a winner. I haven't used it in a real session yet. Is it going to be stable and all that stuff? I'm sure it is. They just took what Studio One was, they rewrapped it a little bit, and they added some new great features. I think it's going to be fine. I would highly recommend you go check it out. And I think you'll really dig the guitar stuff. So anyway, let me know what you think in the comments below. And until the next video, where we take a look at some more stuff in Fender Studio Pro 8. It's going to take me a while to get used to saying that, but I will. I've been Dave with HomeRecordingMadeEasy.com. Thank you so much for watching me, and I'll see you guys in the next video.